I'd like to talk now a little bit about awareness and focus and share an exercise with you that can help, I think, to increase the power of your awareness and give more focus to the work that you do spiritually. So maybe you've noticed that there are times when it seems like your awareness is really strong and powerful, and other times when it's not. And it's not always easy to predict why it's one way or another. And it's a little bit like our focus and awareness is like a light being projected on something. And sometimes that light is very bright and sometimes it's somewhat dim. And what we want to do is to work on a way to consciously control that so that the beam of light that you could think of as being like our awareness is very strong and focused, especially when we really want it to be. So an observation I've made that I think is useful in understanding what's really going on with our awareness is that human beings have 8 points of awareness, 8 discrete individual points of awareness. Now, I know it seems like awareness is kind of continuous and running all the time, but that's not exactly what's really going on. What's really going on is that we have these 8 points that can be in different places and can be in different points in time, and that our awareness can be scattered about in a way where there's very little focus. Maybe you've had the experience sometimes of walking down the street and you look in people's eyes and you can tell that they're barely there. They're barely present. And that's because their 8 points of awareness are scattered about in time and space, and they're not gathered with the person. What we need to learn here is that when we bring all of our 8 points of awareness together, when we bring them into one location and focus in one way, then we are totally in the present and in the now. Otherwise, our energies are scattered. So it may seem a little surprising that there are only 8 points of awareness. You can imagine it's sort of like there's 8 cameras floating around, focused wherever it is that we tend to direct them. If we're watching where the cameras are focused, we then don't really pay attention to the cameras themselves. So we can step back in this an exercise I'm going to share and think about the points of awareness and how to control them in a really conscious way. So what we're going to do is a little exercise where we're going to call the points of awareness together and experience what it is to have them all in one place at one time. And we're going to do this by calling them to be in our pineal gland. Now, our pineal gland is the anchor point for the third eye chakra. And then you might know then that the pineal must be behind the forehead about here, and it must be back in the middle of the skull. And if these 2 fingers could touch, maybe they would touch where the pineal gland is. For this exercise, you need to try to figure out the feeling of where the pineal gland is. It isn't a physical sensation. What it is kind of a psychic sensation. And so right now, if you just take a moment, and I suggest you close your eyes. I'm going to keep my eyes open, but close your eyes and feel around in the space, behind your head and in the middle of your head, behind your forehead in the middle of your head. And feel for a special location that when you focus there, you can sort of feel it responding. You can feel that there's, more energy there or more life there. You can sort of sense, oh yeah, this is an important point. That's where the pineal is. Okay. So what we're going to do now is set space, and you can set space in whatever way is most comfortable for you, I'm going to call in an Antari sphere of oneness to be placed all around and through me. An Antari sphere of oneness around me and through me. An Antari sphere of oneness around me and through me. And by this, I am dedicating this work to the highest level that I can imagine. I want it in alignment and in harmony with the oneness of all. Okay, so here's the exercise. And once again, this is best if you close your eyes. Close your eyes and feel for that place in the center of your head where the pineal gland is located. And when you do that, you're using your points of awareness to feel the space. So you at least have some of your points of awareness there, paying attention to the sensation of where the pineal gland is. And now command that all 8 of your points of awareness be gathered in the pineal. All 8 points of awareness gathered together in the pineal. All 8 points of awareness. And you might notice that as the points of awareness gather, maybe you experience them as a ball of light, as these small points come together. And maybe you experience too that as you hold them, there's more and more energy there in the point where they're all gathered. But also now search around for whatever kinds of thought patterns are going on in your mind. If in your mind there's some place where you're thinking about your sister who's been ill, that means that there's a point of awareness that's been sent to watch the situation with your sister. So command that point of awareness to come back. Come back for this exercise that we're doing now. If you're also thinking about the train schedule for the train you have to catch later, there's a point of awareness that's been devoted to that. Command it back. Command it back into the space of your pineal. If there's another place in your body that you're giving attention to, there's a point of awareness there, and call it back. Call it back so that all 8 points of awareness are now gathered in the space of the pineal gland. Give yourself a minute, and if any other kinds of thoughts are passing through your head, call back the point of awareness associated with it so that the only things that exist are you and the pineal gland. Your awareness, focus on the pineal gland, and there is nothing else. You are then totally focused on the here and now, totally in this present moment. You might have the sensation that you're looking at your pineal gland from somewhere near it, that you in fact are like an observer observing the pineal gland. Something is looking at the pineal gland. You're there, the pineal gland is there. You're the observer, and it is the observed. You are holding your points of awareness. Your awareness gives you the sensation of yourself, and you're near the pineal gland. And what I want you to do now is to move closer to the pineal gland. Move closer and closer until you have the sensation of moving into the pineal gland, that you and your points of awareness are in the space of the pineal gland, that you're experiencing being the pineal gland, totally in the here and now. When you have that state achieved, and say to yourself, I am my pineal gland. I am my pineal gland. I am my pineal gland. And take in the sensation. Maybe look out and see the world around you the way the pineal gland sees it. Experience the kind of consciousness that the pineal gland holds. You can hold this for an indefinite period of time, but when you feel like you're done, you're complete, then you can step back and separate yourself from the pineal gland and then move on with your day. There are some important long-term benefits, I think, for this exercise. One is that learning to control our points of awareness gives us some conscious control on being totally in the here and now. Once you become aware of how it is that your awareness gets spread out and how you lose your focus by having your 8 points of awareness scattered, then you have the capacity, you've learned the capacity to take charge and bring all of your awareness to where you want to put it. And also, when we focus our points of awareness in the pineal gland, for instance, we bring a lot of energy to the pineal gland. We strengthen it, we improve it, we help to perfect the pineal gland so that it's able to do its job of helping us in our perception of the world around us so much better. This exercise of focusing our 8 points of awareness in some place by conscious choice, this is a very fundamental thing to be able to do. And we'll use it again in some other number of postings and sharings that we have here. So I hope it's something that you find to be as much benefit to you as I have found it's been of benefit to me. So in love and light.